Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada, where UK Ball starts on pole from Revo and Chris Cornwell. Then comes Casper LeBeau, Lawless Leclerc, and Nico Palomino, your top six, followed by Sebastian Ocampo and Kazuki Sims on row 4, followed by Nelson Sparks, his teammate Theo Linus Eriksson, and Matthew Hart. 14th place sees car number 9, you are followed by Gabriela Barton and Charles Hernandez. Then comes Daniel Baltazar, the other version of Nunez Garcia, Devin Butler, Oinkro Ezra, his teammate Dominic Hudson, your boy down in 22nd, and the back row of the Venturi, Sigmund and David 12. The 11th round of the ERL Formula E World Series takes us to Las Vegas, Nevada. UK but on pole, all 5 lights go on. And we are underway under the lights. It's a great getaway off the line there from Lawrence Leclerc. He's going to have the inside line. Look at the run that Chris Cornwell's got on his teammate as Garcia's already heading into the further back. A caution comes out and they are wrecking down on the main straight. Path is out of this race. I think Hudson got involved in that too. Garcia in the wall there. As you can see the mid-pack trying to funnel their way out. Poor start for Revo though. He dropped down to 3rd. UK Ball holds the race lead as we are under these full course yellows. Ocampo got past Nico Palomino. We saw Leclerc had an electric start off the line as he did in Indianapolis, but a full course yellow already out on the opening lap. Now you'll notice that we don't have the mini map this time out. This is something that we are going to have to get used to again, as we are green again here in Las Vegas. You can see that number 89, the UKB Sports Logitech Power Motorsport car of UK Ball at the head of the pack, trying to pull away from Chris Cornwell in that number 96 car. She's in front of her teammate as they head down the Las Vegas Strip. 30 seconds now, spreading the entire pack, as we ride on board with that 96 as we are about to go down the hill at blistering speeds. UK Ball getting very close to the outside wall, but everyone not even grazing it as we go on to lap 2 of 12. We expect to see this race run on strategy today. As you can tell by the timing tower, Cornwell not really closing in on UK Ball at all throughout this lap. That 89 holding on to the race lead. Going through the chicane quite gingerly, in fact. Maybe just trying to make sure those soft tires can hold on. As it stands, 67% for the 96 car. Casper LeBeau in 5th place with the fastest first sector of anyone. And you know, that caution earlier on might have been quite possibly the worst thing to happen to a lot of these drivers. But we've got another. It's for your boy and Dominic Hudson. And you can see the wheel tethers doing what they should on that next EV car. I believe that's down at turn 4. And next EV had upgrades brought in for this race. Your boy struggled in qualifying. It was wet qualifying, in fact. His teammate Ocampo, however, made the most of those upgrades. So for next EV, they're going to be able to gather a lot less data with only one car still out on track. The cautions are ending on lap 2 of 12. We're green again here at Las Vegas. Heading down the hill with UK Ball, and you can see those front tires losing a lot of actual rubber material. He comes in, Cornwell follows as well. Revo now leads this race from Leclerc and LeBeau. And look at that 34. We ride on board with him now, on the back of the winner of the Indy Clash. Through turn number 3, he's going to try and get a run done as David 12 gets the fastest sector, and he is out with Devin Butler and Sigmund. The 2 Venturis are out, and for UK Ball, he comes onto the scene of that incident as he is out of the pits. That is down at turn number 1. David 12, Sigmund, and Devin Butler all out of this race, and I think, yeah, 12's car was still traveling down the racetrack there, made it all the way out of turn number 3. He had just taken the fastest lap. All 3 of them likely going 3 wide. Oh dear. Well, the yellows are ending, and we are green again here in Las Vegas. Wasn't the best timing for a yellow for U-Cable. He just came out of the pits there, so he wasn't really able to gain too much. Cornwell now 22 seconds off of the lead, and U-Cable now 23 seconds. They're losing time trying to do the undercut here. On board with the 96. On the back of Nunez Garcia. Wouldn't be surprised to see Revo come down into the pits at the end of this lap. Look at the state of Casper LeBeau's tires as well. I expect to see the entirety of the top 5 come in. Sims might have to stay out if the boys in red don't like the idea of double stacking, but Revo is staying out for another lap, sorry. Leclerc, LeBeau, Nelson, Versio, LeBarton all down into the pits. And Oinkro Ezra also follows them in. We've got a yellow, and that is for Sebastian Ocampo. Is that down? Oh! Oh dear! That is down at turn number 1. He's hit. Alright, so from that we can actually infer a few things, because he has hit Chris Cornwell there. A lot of damage to that hyperdrive car. What we can infer is he's hit the outside wall. He's hit the outside wall coming down the hill. Almost certainly not trying to come down into the pits, as we're green again. He's hit the outside wall, and that car has just traveled down the track, maintaining its momentum, because going down, if you're not able to make the corner, you're still going over 400 kilometers per hour. Which explains why 12 was able to make it down into turn number 3, overtaking cars while he was out of the race. So as Revo now makes his way through that W, the last real corners, these teams might have to think a lot more about this turn as well. Down into the pits for Revo. I'm shocked that Palomino's been able to do 4 laps on his tyres. Leclerc is trying to close up to the back of U-Cable though. As you can see, Cornwell on the back of Ericsson. In comes Palomino. Sims is likely coming in too. Sparks his hand off, and that's a big one. That's Cornwell and LeBeau as well. Versio is out. Sparks hitting his teammate there. The cautions come out, and it's perfect timing for Revo, who comes out about 0.4 of a second behind U-Cable. It's U-Cable from Revo and Leclerc, who's benefited greatly from these stops. Palomino, Sims, and Ericsson's also going to gain a lot of ground here. 2 seconds now the deficit as Revo's on hards. Unable to stay within that delta time as well as U-Cable was. So we go green again with 15 cars here in Las Vegas, Nevada, with 5 laps done. Somehow no red flags have been flown, even though that prior incident, which was really 2 incidents in 1, should have been. Here comes that 7. Championship leader, looking for a record-breaking 61st race win. Looking for the pass on the man he was teamed up with back in Season 1, and when they were racing for Revolution Racing as well. Leclerc, however, wants a bit of this too, but in any case, Revo takes the lead in Las Vegas, Nevada, in that number 7 hyperdrive racing car that will be bearing his team's colors next season. Fantastic move there as he comes down the hill to begin half race distance at Las Vegas, Nevada. I don't think he's going to have to pit again. He was able to do 4 laps on the mediums. I think 7 laps on the hards probably isn't too hard for him. Nelson setting a new fastest lap. We're going to see these flying in from everyone, it seems. And Revo 7 seconds up on U-Cable now. It's not even a contest. That is unbelievable work from the championship leader, who has proved throughout the first 10 rounds of this season, excluding the clashes, that on average he is on another level. 3 wins from the first 10, might actually be 4, already over 150 points with the nearest man in the championship, U-Cable. I don't think he's actually at 90 yet. Here comes Leclerc though. Already Revo's 18 seconds ahead. There goes Leclerc up into 2nd place. How is he 18 seconds up on the rest of the field? He's punched in a 1:04.079. That is remarkable. Absolutely unthinkable pace from that 7 car to go 2 seconds faster than the prior fastest lap by Gabriel Labarton. Labarton and Cable both come down into the pits. Honestly, I thought Cable had this race made. That caution, we thought, was only going to mean that there could have been a battle. That wasn't even a contest as Sparks now sets a new fastest lap. He's gone 5 thousandths of a second quicker. I think this racetrack is just allowing these drivers to get stuck up behind slower cars, and it just means that they're not able to go as fast as they want to. When you've got that free air, you blast away at superhuman speeds, it seems. Coming out of the W section, still accelerating at this stage, 420 kilometers per hour, 440 as he comes across the line to begin lap 8 of 12. Unbelievable. I've said that once already. I'm going to say it again, because how are you going to explain this to anyone else? Knowing that he's going to be in the World 500, driving for Revolution Racing, it'll be that team's first race in anything that isn't an ERL 01, the World 500 this year on July 13th, live here on Sparkplug Motorsport 1. Look at Palomino. He's going to be at Indianapolis as well. He moves up into second place in front of Lars Leclerc, and he's already getting away from him too. Hernandez with the fastest lap of the race now, a 1:03.898 in 15th and last place. Sims having issues trying to get past Leclerc, who just seems to be holding up the number 11 car. And on the topic of the World 500, as Sims is on the back of the Kiro car in front, pre-qualifying on the 11th of July on SPM2, with qualifying on the 12th as Sims moves up into third. Qualifying will be on the 12th of July here on Sparkplug Motorsport 1, with the World 500 itself on the 13th of July, live here on Sparkplug Motorsport 1. No, I will not be reading out anything from the live chat. I think Leclerc is likely gonna... Yeah, he comes in for his second stop of the race at 27% tire wear. This race is gonna have to be a two-stopper, which is unfortunate for Revo and Palomino, who likely expected themselves to extend basically to the end of this race. Just doesn't seem like there's enough in these hards to get to the end. And honestly, I'd say the same about the softs that Cable's on. If he came in at the end of this lap to go onto a set of softs, I think it's possible. Revo's pulled out an entire pit stop over Nico Palomino. Unbelievable. Absolutely unthinkable work from Hyperdrive Racing to just be that much quicker than the rest of the pack as he now dives down into the pits for his second and likely final stop of this race. He's likely still going to be leading. He goes on to a set of softs. He's taken the mick out of everyone at this point. That might be the only set of tires that he's got available to him, as we now have 2 laps to go from Las Vegas. In comes Palomino out of the pits there for Revo, still in the lead. Sims now moves up into second, and this is gonna be a problem for the Sims 888 CGR driver. 28 or so % tire wear. Oh, rear's already gone. The rear tire goes for Kazuki Sims Takahana, running in second place. Marcus Nelson is quite a ways behind at 11%. I don't think that Dane is going to be able to make it to the end of the lap, but does that matter? There goes Bogdasarov up into third. That is unbelievable. In a race with so many unbelievable moments, here's another one. Cautions come out. Oh! That's Cable, Palomino, and Bogdasarov all involved. The man second in the championship is out, and you can see the front tire goes for Daniel Bogdasarov. The suspension went, sorry. So a caution on lap 10 of 12. 3 cars out, 1 with a rear puncture. That is absolutely unthinkable. Just wow. I'm trying to find the words, but I truly am lost for words today as we go green again. 4% for the 13. Surely he's not going to be able to make it round. Can he do it? He's at 2% as we go on to the penultimate lap of this race. 1% for Marcus Nelson. He's not making it home. Opens up the rear wing. Hart goes by up into third place, and it's a full car puncture for car number 13. Sims has to get out of the way, and we have a yellow. That's for Hernandez and Sims, and out of the race for both of them. Jeez. So the yellow is coming out once more here in Las Vegas. I think Nelson can still walk away with points today. Maybe only one, because there's 10 cars left in this race. But any points are good points. Gabriella Barkson is looking for a podium for Honda. That is fantastic work from that squad. Nelson comes in. We're green again. And I don't know what the point of that was for Nunez Garcia there. There was no real pass to try and make. Nelson's going to come out on fresh soft compound tires. Struggles for Gabriella Barkton as he's down to 7%. A minute separates Revo and the rest of the pack. Down the hill for the penultimate time. We're on to the current lap. 1 to go for Revo only, however, because he's 53 seconds up on the rest of the pack. The two Hero Race Co cars going side by side. Hart's got nothing left with his tires. Same for Gabriella Barkton as it's a full car puncture for the Honda. Heading on to the Las Vegas Strip. I think Revo might actually catch the 19 here, and he might do the same to the 21, because he's struggling with his tires as well. 2% for the Scotsman as that 19 car drops down the order, but I think he's going to get cleared by everyone here. Nelson clears Hart as he comes down into the braking point. He clears the Filipino in front of him as well. Hart now suffering from a full car puncture, but for the 7 of Revo, if he can just get this lap complete. We've got a yellow. That is Sparks, Nelson, and I believe Hudson could have been involved in that too. In any case, one last full course caution from Las Vegas. The field over a minute behind this man, who, if he had to choose a way to become the all-time winningest driver in the ERL, this might be it. Win number 61 for Revo at Las Vegas. There's still a race for the podium right behind them, though. I think Leclerc, how far behind is Leclerc? He's still there. He's still there with Ericsson, so don't you touch that dial. As you can see, the tire's gone for Hernandez, for Hart, and for Lebogton, sorry. That is fantastic work from Hyperdrive Racing. You're going to be able to see the margins once that 28 car comes across the line. I believe the largest winning margin in the ERL stands at 67 seconds, held by Revo. I think he set that last season. It could be broken today if Ericsson can't put the pedal down at the end of this sector. Clark is still there. I don't think he'll be able to get it. Will our Indy Clash winner, so that should be third for him. Ericsson heading down the hill. Second for the BMW Andretti driver. 58 seconds behind. So that record is not broken today. And I don't think that's a record we would have wanted broken. Jesus Christ, Ezra. What happened? Wow. I mean, that is just unbelievable. 8 cars seeing the checkered flag today in Las Vegas, Nevada. I think that might be one of the lowest finishing rates for a Las Vegas ERL race out of the 24 who started. And through all of that, Revo managed to see it to the checkered flag. Barely battled with anyone. At the start, Cornwell was right alongside him, and it was almost as if he just let him go by. Sorry. But maybe that's just how he wanted to have his race run today. Stay out of everyone else's way. Don't cause trouble. And maybe that's how you too can win 61 races in the ERL. Jesus Christ, 2 minutes behind! 137 seconds behind the Matthew Hart. Jesus. Here's the podium. Honestly, I'm shocked that they didn't add an extra step for Revo, considering how far ahead of the rest of the pack he was today. Your winner here in Las Vegas, Nevada, taking home his 61st ERL race win. Now a record in the league. Linus Erickson coming home with second, followed by Leclerc, Vaquero Race Co., who makes it another top 3 finish, followed by Garcia, Hudson, Ezra, Hart, and LeBonton. No one else saw the checkered flag today. And in terms of the driver standings, with 4 to go, 4 races to go, and 100 points on offer. In Montreal, Melbourne, Lagos, and Abuja, that Nigerian doubleheader at the end of the season. We expected coming in to have a barnstormer of a championship fight. And Revo's just told us, nah mate, I'm winning it next time out. Because he now has a 96 point championship lead with 100 points on offer. If he finishes 8th, I think, just off the top of my head, he finishes 8th, 9th next time out, he's champion. Of course, that would have to mean that the man in second, Cable, doesn't see the checkered flag, but he's the only one in mathematical championship contention at this point. Palomino, who's up in 3rd place with Tag Heuer Porsche, his first season away from the Sims camp, currently up in 3rd. It's a good job from him, to be honest, but it has been such a wreck-filled season that it is unsurprising to see him below the 80-point cut. Linus Erickson currently in 4th from Chris Cornwell. She's followed by Kazuki Sims, Takahana, and Charles Hernandez. Then comes Garcia, Ocampo, and Lebeau, the top 10. Seeing Casper Lebeau outside of the top 8 is uncanny to say the least. But he's followed by your boy, Linus Leclerc, Devin Butler, and Verse Theo. Then comes Hudson, Hart, Nelson, Ezra, Uapuff, Bob Desarov, LeBonton, David 12, Zygmunt, and Darren Sparks, who is still yet to score a point. So, Zygmunt and Sparks in that relegation bubble. Heading into the Montreal ePrix, Nord Hyperdrive lead the way on 234 points. That is almost double second and third. Porsche and Power tied on points on 122 points. Then comes Sims Triple 8 TGR, Next EV TCR, BMW Andretti, and Kiro Race Co. Citroen Virgin 8th from Mercedes EQ and Amlin Aguri. Then comes Honda Racing Team and Venturi Racing. Thank you so much for watching here on Sparkplug Motorsport 1. Of course, the World 500 is definitely coming up, so mark your calendars. The 11th, 12th, and 13th of July. And we will see you guys next time then when the Electric Racing League returns.